Hello everybody, this is AJ the CEO with Q&A with AJ, episode number 4. Pretty much this is what the community has asked for. They asked me to sit down and do a Q&A on every Friday. Pretty much I've been really busy throughout the whole week. A ton of y'all have been asking questions, and also we've had a awesomely thankful for so many new subscribers here on the channel, which I want to thank you for. So again, this session is for me to sit down and as best as I can do a Q&A session. If you have any questions, I would do my best to try and answer some of y'all's questions. So the chat is open here on YouTube, so if you have any questions, please fire away. I'm in the process of I need to edit some services for another church that I do in the Bahamas, so I'm going to be doing that pretty soon, and then just ignore any noise in the background because the kids are here. So just letting you know about that. So I hope all of y'all are doing well. Let me know in the chat where y'all are from. Again, for me, I am bouncing between Chester, Virginia, and Richmond, Virginia. It all depends on what day you catch me on. Let me see. I know I've had a bunch of people ask some questions, so I might go through the chat and see if anybody has any questions at all. But let's see what is going on with everybody. So let me go through the chat until somebody has a live question here. I have a question. How about if you only have one computer, would this be possible to put lyrics on the screen? So I recently did a video using one of these HDMI to VGA dongles that allow you to actually do screen and lyrics and everything, pretty much run your presentation software with one monitor, as well as with the premise of that going into a your live stream, because I'm assuming if you're running presentation software, you're going to have two monitors anyway. One of them is going to be going out into your projector, your TV, whatever you're doing like that. So that's fine. But this is mainly meant for those who are live streaming and they only have one monitor. This will fake out another monitor, make Windows think they have another monitor, and then you can adjust it and then set it to the specifications of whatever presentation software that you have, and that's it. So that was that one question I thought. And one thing too, if y'all are sending me questions and I didn't get to them for whatever reason, YouTube is not delivering all the comments to me. It's kind of hard for me to go through all of the videos to see what everybody's new comments are. I'm kind of relying on the YouTube studio to let me know if there are new comments and stuff like that. So again, if I haven't answered your question, it's most likely because I did not see it. So I'm gonna respond to this right here that we already have this video about that. Let's see. Let's copy this here. And let's reply back. This is Christian Jamari Elman. Yes, this is possible. Please try this. You know, it looks like I responded because his very next comment I should have read said, bless you. So maybe he did see it. This helped me get vMix and NDI set up with slides feeding from Pastor. Many thanks. Okay, cool. Glad it helped. And like I said, I'm here on YouTube. The comments, if you have any, I'm just going through the comments right now of what I received. Wait a minute. How do you handle music licensing at your church and live streaming? Richard Hernandez. This is what's been going back and forth, and I've had some discussions with some people about this. To my understanding, and I could be completely wrong, so please don't consider this legal advice or anything. I think the licensing stuff is a racket. That's just me being honest. I've been in church my whole life. I never heard of, well, hold on, let me roll back. Supposedly some of these licenses are licenses just for you to do music in the church, not including live streaming. I think that's a racket. For as long as I've been in church, I never knew of us paying for some form of license just to do certain songs. Now, I've won this battle a couple of times when it comes to live streaming, when people have tried to file claims and I've actually won them in YouTube. It was considered, the verdict came back, it was considered creative license. If I sit down and play on my piano a given song, I'm not playing it exactly the way the track is. I'm playing it. You can't copyright me playing a song with my skill, my instrument, all that stuff. You can't copyright that. So if you have a live band in your service, you may need a license, I guess, to put lyrics and something like that up. I think our church has something like that, which again, I think is bunk. But again, I could be wrong. The previous minister of music had that set up, so the church just keeps buying that. Now, from a live streaming standpoint, what we do is we very rarely play any type of music that we don't own. If I do video announcements, I normally buy the music from Audio Jungle, which I have the license for to do. Like the intro music that you hear on my YouTube channel, I bought that and I have the license. They actually tried to hit me with that, but I showed the license. I have rights and I purchase rights to use the license. But I say all that to say that if you're playing track music that you do not own the rights to, supposedly you need a license. But the one thing I do know is the algorithms that are in place for Facebook, YouTube, and all this other stuff, they don't read text. So if you just put the text on your video, that isn't going to help. And also for YouTube and Facebook, there is no proactive way to say, hey, we have a license, so that their algorithm can ignore you. Even if you have a license, you can still possibly get hit, and then you would have to defend yourself. So me personally, what I feel is if you can stay with no copyrighted music, and there are tons of places on YouTube that you can get that if you buy the music or whatever, try and do that as much as possible. For us, if our praise dancers are dancing to a song, we actually just put a sign up saying be right back, and we don't broadcast it at all, so that we don't have to pay as well, but we're not broadcasting it either. I hope that answers your question. Next one, D. Chuck Taylor from Dallas. Is there a plug-in that will let me live stream to your WordPress site while you stream to Facebook Live? I wouldn't say that you need a plugin for that. I mean, that's kind of like what we do. I just copy the code from Facebook, the embed code that's available, and I put that in on our WordPress website. Now, granted, we've moved to Vimeo, but the concept is still the same. If you go to your live stream, and especially if you're scheduling it, it'll show, and I don't want to show it here because they'll hit me for showing code and stuff like that. I've gotten that before. But if you go to your live stream setup, there is a option that says something for audience where you can, and it gives you the code to copy and put it on your website. I just take the page, especially, now I can show you the WordPress page. Let me go to my page and I'll kind of show you how that can work. And I think I have my monitor still hooked up. No, I don't. Hold on. Let me hook up a cable real quick. I don't have my second monitor hooked up. And let me not drop my wireless here. I guess this is left over from when I did the video the other day. And where is my other cable? I don't have one. Hold on. Let me check my bag here. I know I have an extra one here. Got a ton of stuff sitting around. Where's that cable? Where's it at? So while I'm trying to find this cable, did I give it away? No. Where's it at? I had two DisplayPort to HDMI cables. I can't find it, so sorry about that. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it on the floor? I think I overlooked it. Sorry about that, folks. You're seeing me not be prepared for this one. All right, is that it? Yes, it is. All right, so let me hook this up, this display port here. And then there's the cable I was looking at. Trying to get, so I can plug this into my ATEM Mini. And we will go into port number 4. The monitor just acted up, which is good. And I need to set, now my other monitor went down. This is one of those days, is it? Is it not? Monitor number 1. Extend. Keep. All right. I'm almost there, folks. Almost there. Now that I got my monitor up, let me bring back up the page I was trying to do. That's for that. I have my live stream up. So now I can log in and show y'all what I was talking about. All right. So let me pull up a page real quick. And here we go. Hopefully I'm not showing too much here. So I'm just going to go over here to a page and I'll just make a new one. This makes it easy. And this is the back end to my personal page, ajayhomes.com. All I would come in here and do is just do a plus, do custom HTML, and then you just paste the code in there and it shows up. So that's what I have, and that's where you would see here on my church's page, which is where we used to do Facebook Live. Yeah, so this is how the exact same way shows up here. So honestly, I wouldn't think you need a WordPress plugin for that. I'm guessing you're asking for a plugin because with Facebook, that code does change repeatedly. I have not found one reliably that does that when we were Facebook Live, because honestly, if I could, I would have never went down the Vimeo route. So sorry, the Chuck Taylor. Hopefully that answers as best as it can the question to that. All right. Alma Church of God. Hi, do you have a video on how to send service streaming audio to a conference call on Mac instead of Windows? Our church only has a Mac OS. Honestly, I'm sorry about that. I don't have a Mac at my disposal so that I can thoroughly test that. I know I've had a bunch of people to ask me that question. I'm trying to think. I mean, the only other thing that you could do, if your Mac has a mic plug-in and a stereo plug-in, I mean, you can just hook a cable up to that, a physical cable, and do that, because that's originally what I did that had me go down that path. You can try that, but then everything else that I put in that video should work. But again, I'm sorry again, I need to invest in getting a Mac so I can test out a lot of the stuff, because I know there are some churches that solely have Mac. So again, I apologize, but if I can get my hands on one, I will let you know. All right. Tim, can't wait for the day that we can just worship without worrying about copyrights. It'll be really sweet if copyrights would be suspended during this. Hey, I completely agree, Tim. I actually did showed an article. Let me see if I can find it. There was. Yeah, here it is. I can't. I need to find it. Hold on. I need to find the article and I'll post it in here. But pretty much there was a couple of guys who wrote a program, an AI program that wrote every single conceivable combination of music imaginable and they copyrighted it all just to prove just how silly copyright music is. So they did that and then made it in public domain. So technically, you really can't do something, but people will still go around that way. I have music that's copyrighted that I wrote that's in the Library of Congress, and that's just to protect that I wrote it. I don't have any problem with using it, but yeah, I completely agree, Tim. Yeah, so Chuck, like I said, I will get back to you on that code on a program or plugin for WordPress so that you don't have to change it, because I was looking for the same thing too. All right, Tim, welcome on that. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Brandon, hello, hello. Did you know that you can use a Roku streaming stick to use as another monitor on? Yeah, I've actually used that. That's what I was thinking about trying to do at my chapel instead of trying to do running of a cable down there. My only issue with a lot of stuff that I do at church is I know I do a lot of technical stuff and I try and break it down as easy as possible. But even the stuff that I do, a lot of people struggle with what I do. So I having a physical cable to where, like, honestly, with all this other stuff that I was doing, there was a previous video where I was showing how I was trying to turn my media booth into a smart booth to where it can be turned on remotely, which would be a great thing in place right now. But a lot of people didn't want that. So now looking back, it's like, man, maybe we should have gone with that. So I mean, it's so much stuff that we can move forward, but at the same time, we can't outpace the people who are going to use it on a daily basis. Like a lot of the stuff I do, my media ministry is not ready to do, so I try and simplify it as much as possible. So a lot of the videos I do here, I don't even do at my home church because I know my people and they're not ready for it yet. All right, we need PTZ optics. Yeah, I haven't used the PTZ optics cameras, but these are the cameras that I use, and I actually love them. Their older version, they just came out with a newer model, and this is the AJay imaging cameras. I really like them. They do have some PTZ. These are their new ones. It looks like they may have discontinued the other ones, but I've installed these at a couple of church, and they have beautiful, beautiful image quality. Everything is over IP now, so I like this because this will give the option of being able to just run one cable. And there was a way that you can figure this out to where you can run PoE over the Ethernet and it splits out, and you can put a dongle on the end to send power to this as well too. I'm really looking to install these pretty soon. Once all this is panned out, I have about like 3 church projects that I got to do where these are the cameras that I'm going to be installing. But let's go to the next question here. Right, cameras for live streaming, but it costs. Hey, like I said, Smith Simeon 11. These AJay imaging cameras for PTZ cameras, I mean, these are going for about $1,400. So they are the cheapest ones outside of the Epiphan ones that I have seen. The Epiphans are around like 17. And then you can, now these, you can actually download a program and you can control these with an Xbox controller. So it makes it very, very cost effective. So Brandon just got up live streaming. Look, also, while I'm mentioning this, if your church is just now starting to live stream, please, please, please do me a favor and please register your church and your live stream on this grow.ajhomes.com 2020 goal. This is our mission to help 1,000 churches start live streaming. Now that was way before I thought any of this was going to happen, but the idea is at the end of the year I want to have a list of churches with their church, their live stream, just showing how we're spreading the message of Jesus Christ throughout the world using technology. That was the whole mission of this. So if you are started to live stream, please fill that out and have your church and your live stream listed there. because like I said, at the end of the year, and I just put it in the comments, I'd love to be able to just have like the old school type of thermometer here and we're filling it up, but instead of it collecting donations, it's to 1,000+ churches who are now live streaming. And I already know we've hit that. I just don't know if we have people registered on here in a way to track it. I think, let me go back to the comments now and see if we have anything else here. I had one person said, I can't seem to get NDI working. I'm using a PC. Okay. I'll see if he follows back up with me on this one. All right. So like I said again, folks, if I'm not responding to you, it's not on purpose. It's I'm not even getting your comment, or it's just so many people. I can't answer everything, but I'm doing the best that I possibly can. What I'm doing is, if I have a lot of people ask for a specific thing, like that single monitor display for presentation stuff, I had a bunch of people ask that. So that's why I researched that to try and turn that into a video. So kind of one-off stuff, I respond back to people. But normally videos now, I do a video if it's something that a lot of people have asked for. Great video. So I only have one computer and my phone, and I need to broadcast to Facebook. I'm wondering if I could just directly stream to Facebook Live, or if I need to go through OBS to get verses and screen. My church also wanted me to broadcast the church online while Facebook at the same time. Is there a easy way to do that? My church just got me to run their online services and everything going on, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Hey, this is for guy Timothy Newbrett. Let me respond back to him. Totally understand. All right, can you do any of this without a second monitor somehow? Yeah, and see, that's why I said it's the same comments that I've got, and that's the reason why I did that. Let me... Oh, I think I copied the wrong one. Let me copy this link here, and I'm going to get to the... All right, let's see. Can you make a video about verse and lyrics mixing with vMix? Need some help. As in what reference do you need verses and lyrics with mixing? Give me a little bit more, a description on what you need, a description in that video, please. Let's see. Can you use an Android phone as a camera? Now, I didn't do this in a video. I actually recorded it, but I never uploaded it. It was a way of... No, actually, I did. I did do one with the IP phone. See, I'm forgetting the stuff that I've actually done here, because everything's been awesome, to say the least, of what's been going on. Let me see. So for everybody who's in the chat, what's y'all's plan so far? Are y'all doing a skeleton crew at church, where here in Virginia, they've locked us down to churches specifically are not supposed to have more than 10 people? What are y'all's plans? Are y'all pre-recording? Y'all live streaming from home? I mean, let me know. What's everybody doing? All right, Brian is saying, during your installations, have you ever had to install additional lighting at the pulpit and stage due to camera distance? Wondering about the minimum number of lumens as related to distance. Thankfully, Brian, no, I have not had to do that. Honestly, most of the churches I've dealt with, this is all new to them. So lighting hasn't been one of those things, because again, most of the churches I've dealt with, this is all new. So if I threw lighting on top, a lot of them, and I could be completely wrong, a lot of them feel like this is all a production, and they don't, that's kind of like a stigma in church, even though it really is not a production for church, but a production to broadcast it for people not at the church. I thankfully I haven't been in that position to have to do that yet. I know at our church we need lighting, but we haven't got to the point where we really need lighting, if you understand what we mean. It's kind of like the dog that was howling all the time. A guy used to come by, a dog would lay on the porch in the front yard, and the other guy was sitting in a rocking chair, and the guy would come by. Why is that dog, yelling like that? Oh, he's sitting on a nail. Well, why don't he get up? Oh, because it doesn't hurt bad enough yet. That's kind of how a lot of churches are. They complain a lot, but it hasn't hurt them enough to where they actually have to get up and do something else about it. That really works great if you use Stream Deck with it to switch scenes. Yeah, exactly. The Chuck Taylor, that is what I am using. If my camera can reach. Well, wait a minute. I got my overhead. Is it still on? Now it's on. Yeah, even with all the stuff I'm doing here, I'm using the Stream Deck for when I'm changing all this other stuff, and it really, really helps. Especially at my church, I have the Stream Deck because I have it to where no one has to interact with OBS directly. I just have it programmed to where they only got to press a few buttons to get everything done. So if you haven't gotten a Stream Deck and you're really getting into streaming and you want to think about the very next thing to get, a Stream Deck, even the mini one, that's what I have in my church, only 6 buttons. The one I have here is the original one. Yeah, I mean, it is so beneficial and it helps out so much from a simplicity standpoint. Back to here. When we're singing songs, we need to show song lyrics on live. You already making lyrics on, but it's different from OBS. So, okay, yeah, I think I actually did that, but I'll make sure I go through that. And the good thing is, it's really almost exactly the same. And I'm looking for my webcam here. Here it is. So let me see. I think I can open up vMix on this system right now. I can't remember if I transferred the license or not to this system. Yeah, I did. All right, so, and the good thing is everything that we talked about in OBS and vMix is for the most part exactly the same. I want to dock this. My sound will not whatever. So inside of vMix, it actually does the same thing. So let me plug my webcam in. So we have something. Of course, let's see, singing. Of course, independent upon camera quality, same here. I'm live streaming using HD Blackmagic Studio Switcher, and I can't get my iMac HDMI to get a signal. Do you think that I need a DAC converter? Well, Pastor Reese, first off, with the Mac, go under there and make sure that your settings. Well, let me ask you this. What is your setting on the ATEM? Because the original ATEM is not the mini. All of the resolutions, all of the frame rates have to be exactly the same. So if you are running your ATEM Television Studio HD in 5994, you might want to change the hertz, the hertz of the monitors to 60, and that could work. That's the one thing. You don't really need a converter. The converter can change it and make it easy. I personally think that's an expense you really don't need. And I wouldn't even get the deck for that. I would get the up down cross HD from Blackmagic, which is only $155, and I can do the same thing. That's what I have used to convert the iPad on the pulpit at Good Shepherd into something that's connected to the ATEM Television Studio HD there. Stream Deck just added an app for your phone. Yeah, I haven't. I saw that. I haven't looked into that to see about that. I'm using VerseView app for Bible. Please try that app on your free time and give some suggestions. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and go through this right now because it looks like I need to do an update on here anyway. I will come back and do one specifically for that. And the doorbell is ringing. So sorry about it. I'm probably gonna have to end this early. So I'm still in the comments and everything like that, emails and everything like that. So if y'all have any questions and there's anything like that, okay. Yeah, Pastor Timothy Reese, please send me an email and we can see if we can get you straight on that. Well, yeah, just give me send me an email and let's see if we can get that squared away before you have to go and buy that. It might be something simple. And then, I like buying something last resort if we have to. But anyway, like I was saying, give me, I have some other videos I want to do. I'm actually supposed to be doing a full video edit of a church in the Bahamas. I was thinking about live streaming that just so y'all can see the process behind that. This is actually editing for it to go on TV, which I have about 3 days. I need to turn that around. But anyway, thank all of y'all for joining me on this. I got it a little bit shorter than I normally would just because everybody's in the house and I don't want to lock down too much. I want people to have freedom to do whatever they need to do in the house. But like I said, if I sent you a message, please send me a message, email, or on Facebook or on here, and I'll get back to you as best as I can. I'm trying to help everybody out. Y'all stay safe and be wise. in the moments like this, we need to use some godly wisdom in what we're doing. And if our leaders that God has ordained for them to be in charge of us are saying for us to not do something, we might need to follow along with that and go about. But anyway, y'all stay safe and I will see y'all on the next video later.